In a small, secluded village, nestled between towering mountains and shadowy woods, there lived a humble girl. The village, quiet and seemingly untouched by time, followed the familiar rhythms of the seasons, planting, tending, and harvesting. But as October approached, an unsettling chill hung in the air. It wasn't just the cold creeping in from the hills. Something else was coming. Something the girl could sense deep in her bones. The villagers whispered of spirits, of the thinning veil between the living and the dead as Halloween drew near. The girl, usually grounded by the cycles of nature, felt uneasy. The winds seemed to whisper her name, the leaves fell too soon, and even the animals acted strangely, skittish as though sensing an impending shift. One foggy morning, as she worked in her fields, a figure appeared on the horizon, barely visible through the mist. It was an old woman with a silver braid, dressed in tattered black robes, holding a staff carved with symbols that seemed ancient and forgotten. Her eyes sparkled like the flicker of a distant fire, and her presence sent shivers down the girl's spine. "Good morning, traveller," the girl greeted, though her voice wavered slightly, betraying her nerves. "What brings you here on this cold October morning?" The old woman smiled, but it wasn't a comforting smile. It was the kind that hinted at secrets best left untold. "I've come with the winds of October," she said in a voice as soft as the rustling leaves. "Halloween approaches, and with it, a choice that could change your life forever." The girl, though curious, was cautious. She had always trusted the predictable patterns of her life, knowing the land and its needs. "What choice do you speak of?" she asked, wariness creeping into her tone. The woman's eyes gleamed. "These fields you tend, though bountiful, are only one path, but there is another. On Halloween night, when the veil between the worlds is thinnest, you may choose to follow me into the unknown. There are secrets beyond the mountains, truths hidden in the shadows, but they come at a price." The girl hesitated, her thoughts racing. She had a good life here, secure, predictable. What could possibly be worth risking it all? The old woman's voice dropped to a whisper. "Because, child, life is not meant to stay the same. Just as the trees shed their leaves, so too must we shed what we know, what we think is safe, to grow into something new." The girl felt a chill run through her, part fear, part excitement. She had always been content with her life, but there was a part of her that longed for more, something beyond the familiar fields and forests. "What would you have me do?" she asked, her voice barely a whisper now. The old woman extended her hand, eyes glowing with the promise of adventure and mystery. "Come with me on Halloween night, and I will show you the secrets that lie beyond. But know this, once you step beyond the threshold of the known, there is no turning back." The girl's mind swirled with visions of her home, her fields, and the life she knew so well. The thought of leaving it all terrified her. But the promise of discovery, of something greater, tugged at her heart. She closed her eyes, feeling the cool October wind brush her cheek, and took a deep breath. When the sun set on Halloween, the girl stood at the edge of the village, waiting. The moon hung low in the sky, casting an eerie glow on the world below. The old woman appeared, her shadow long and flickering like a candle's flame. Without a word, the girl took her hand, and together they ventured into the night, toward the mountains where the unknown awaited. As they journeyed, the girl faced trials she had never imagined. The forests grew darker, the air colder, and the path more treacherous. Shadows seemed to dance around her, whispering forgotten stories, testing her courage at every step. But with each challenge, she grew stronger, more resilient, her fears melting away like the autumn fog. On Halloween night, As they reached the summit of the tallest mountain, the old woman turned to her. "This is where the true journey begins. Do you see now? Change is not something to fear, but something to embrace. The world shifts with every passing moment, and so must we." The girl gazed out at the vast landscape, now bathed in the silvery light of the moon. She understood now. The journey wasn't just about leaving her village. It was about leaving behind her old self, stepping into the unknown with open arms. When she returned to the village, she was not the same girl who had left. The fields looked smaller, the life she once knew distant, but she was no longer afraid. She had learned that October, and especially around Halloween, wasn't just a time of harvest. It was a time of transformation, a time to embrace the winds of change. Each year, as the leaves turned and the air grew crisp, the girl would remember that fateful Halloween and share her story with others. She became a beacon of wisdom, a reminder that the true magic of October lies in its power to change us, to guide us into the unknown and reveal the strength within.